goats nonsense, but that is pertinent, Matt. The Sombra is an option for the Hangzhou Spark, although we've seen GodsB go more towards the Xayah as of late. So-Min-Soo, we know he's a man of many skills, and the Sombra is potentially part of them. I wonder if Vancouver have started to go in that direction. Right now, this is very stock standard. Neither team opting for Sombra early at all.
No, and I don't think you will until like a team loses a few fights, and then I really think the Spark would be the first team to bring it out. It's like GodsB goes down there for a second, they're able to keep him up.
Vancouver are trading really well. I mean, getting Rhea's mech there is pretty massive. IDK is going to go down now. And all Bumper had to do, swing the hammer a couple times, rely on his healers, and the peel from So-Min-Soo. Look at this. He just spends his entire round at 50 health.
But you just can't back down and let Bumper do whatever he wants. Like, oh, he wants to back up, that's fine. He backs up, nobody punishes him.
He's done double the damage of GodsB, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, he goes forward, he swings, nobody punishes him. Like, you can't allow him to just kind of walk around the map, do whatever he pleases.
He already has an Earth Shatter coming up into this fight, which is just absurd. The Hangzhou Spark now, I mean, what do? They try and approach the point. Bumper's already dropped down here, so again, he's trying to fade in the Spark. Say, hey, come jump on me. I have Shatter if you ignore me. I'm going to shatter you. If you don't, I'm going to shatter you anyway. And he does drop it. Bebe and Adora both get caught by that. Bebe has the Transcendence, but Rhea's mech's out of the picture. There's no point using it. You have to save these ultimates now. Yep. Bebe knows it.
So that'll be a one fight for Vancouver Titans. A nice bump back there of GodsB back towards the team, so you can finish him off. Now let him leave with some charge, but already up to 50% in counting on the point. I mean, GodsB still does not have a Shatter. I mean, it's just like watch how they play around Bumper. Like, I feel like teams like going up against Vancouver is like, all right, we need to take advantage of Bumper's over aggression. They never punish him. Like, I feel like you know, you almost have to give up. Like, if you give up your main tank in the equation for it, like it's a worthy trade.
He's not even really feeding though this game. Notice his positioning. He's actually playing behind the pillar, so he's breaking line of sight until he's ready to come forward. Rhea goes for a defensive self-destruct here, right side of the point. It doesn't really seem to bother the Titans at all though, as they maneuver around that main pillar, blocking the damage. And now they have a defensive self-destruct of their own. Note that those aren't being used so much anymore to get kills, but to protect the team from the advance of their opponents. GodsB gets himself a sound barrier. He went for the Earth Shatter, and Bumpers finally has been felled. Janu now desuited, and Hangzhou Spark are on the fast track to winning a team fight, but it had to be here. The Vancouver Titans are already at 95%.
Yeah, at the cost of what, though? Winning this team fight. Great, they win the team fight. Vancouver's going to come back with Rally and a Shatter, and most likely win the next one. And then they would end up taking the point. It's like, you needed to, you know, at least leave that fight with something. Vancouver does a nice job, you know, playing the long game. The Spark have to invest into the fight, or else the point's just lost, so.
Now the Titans will come forward. GodsB takes a bit of a hit on the high ground. Rhea playing back, but Bumper knows that's a free Shatter, and Adora was off on the side. Bumper's just clipped him with the cone of effect with that Earth Shatter, and that is about as free as a Brigitte kill is going to be. Adora did not expect that. Bumper's able to get the kill. By the way, still staying alive long enough for the rest of his team to collapse. This is what the Vancouver Titans do best, man. And that's a Transcendence, a very sad one at that. GodsB to be kept alive, but So-Min-Soo will just Graviton Surge. He'll assert his dominance and end the round right there.
And then they lose Adora as he gets shattered by Bumper. He picks it up. And then they start to try and focus Bumper. And Rhea has to go so far out of position to try and finish the kill off onto Bumper that he ends up getting demexed. So what happens, Bumper picks up their Brigitte, who's close to Rally, and then effectively by just playing the position, you know, gives them the Diva as well. I mean, it's like a 2-for-1 trade. Like, you'll take that every time if you're Vancouver.
You have to take those, especially when GodsB is just not there at all. The Titans played it differently. They often had Bumper play the low ground, even when they controlled the point. He voluntarily jumped off that platform. Well, here's a situation where playing the low ground is probably going to lose your team the fight, so I don't think Bumper wants to be jumping down the hole in the middle of the map here. University it is.
You know, Bumper may just drop down there, go back to spawn, switch to Hangzhou, play around a bit.
I'm okay with it. Send a Wrecking Ball Hangzhou comp again, it'll be fun. Apparently, yeah, Hureg is the best Hangzhou on the team.
They almost boot Bumper into the hole there.
Yeah, he's very low, so that shield's out. Just a little bit too much damage. I think the Titans needed just a little bit more time to pressure the Spark out. Again, if you're weaving in a lot of those hammer swings while you're trying to be shielding, sometimes you will just get discorded. There'll be enough of a window for the enemy's end to stick that orb on you, and then you're taking a ton of damage from fire strikes.
I mean, it was good shield usage, though, by GodsB. Like, Bumper was using the shield to try and get close and close the gap, and his shield was broken by the time he even got across. So that's how they were able to get that kill pretty early.
Just went very low. Bumper's just not going to stop for anyone. It has to be a Transcendence. Bebe knows the deal by now. Rhea, though, was lost before Bebe was able to get there and heal him up. Bumper was traded out here. GodsB's shield is broken, though. This is where Seominsu really starts to get to flex a little bit more. GodsB's trying to back away. There's no running from this one. This guy's like a hurricane. Bebe's going to have to sit in the back corner and throw some orbs in, but the rest of his team just got absolutely eviscerated.
Nah, Seominsu, we talked about him during stage 1 a lot. It's like potentially up there as like one of the best Zaryas, if not the best. Stage 2, his stats fell off a little bit. Getting off to a good start in this match, though. I mean, the 74% average energy has not died yet. Getting the ult a little bit faster than GodsB is... I know Zarya is still a huge factor in this mirror matchup in terms of damage.
Graviton Surge working a treat in the previous fight, and hey, 2 main support ultimates for the Vancouver Titans. You have to be feeling good about that one. GodsB has a Discord orb on him right now, so he'll just shield up here, and notice he won't swing for a little bit. He'll get bubbled, and then he'll put his shield straight back up. He does not want a Zen to stick him with a Discord orb. It also means he can't really trade damage with Bumper very effectively, and GodsB just gets picked off.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's trying to like make a play on the left-hand side of the map and potentially try and get around and get a grab off, and he just gets stunned and blown up rather quickly. So, and this time allows Seominsu to build up towards another grab. It allows Hacksaw to get a rally. Like, you cannot make these type of mistakes against Vancouver.
And they will punish you the further ahead they get. That's enough time for them now for Seominsu to get back his Graviton Surge. So that was the only real ultimate they'd used prior. Grav, all right, actually gets him up against the wall. GodsB on the other side, Bebe there, but getting IDK is enough. There's no speed boost anymore available. There's no sound barrier for the Spark, and losing Bebe immediately after, they can't run away from this. So Vancouver Titans just re-up their ultimate reserves.
And look how close they're going to play this here.
Yeah, why not? There's no reason not to.
I mean, you're not scared of anything. I mean, right now, Bumper's at like 4,400 damage to GodsB's 2,900.
Bumper could just hide around a corner and hope the Hangzhou Spark just desperately run to the point here. They're actually going to be very tight on time. GodsB might just have to trigger overtime here. No, it's GodsB that'll do it. Okay, needs to be a big grab here from GodsB. That's one thing that Titans don't have.
GodsB's down the hole.
Yep. And still, Bumper doesn't go for it, though.
He's trying to line one up.
He's made his way around the left-hand side. I think Bumper might be worried about getting shattered from his right, or your left, from GodsB's perspective.
GodsB's down the hole again.
There it is! GodsB knocked to the ground. He had the Graviton Surge, and now it's a matter of getting rid of it, but the Transcendence had to be pulled out at that time. GodsB returns to the fight again. This time, very indignant. He lets an Earth Shatter go pretty much straight away and almost gets knocked down the pit once more. That would have been 3 from 3. Rhea sends a mech down, but the Graviton Surge connects, and everybody is caught together. Rhea realizes there is no way he's getting out of this one. Not even with warp thrusters can he escape the Vancouver Titans. Map 1. Pretty cruisy stuff for Vancouver.
Yeah, and the 2 boots by Slime and knock GodsB into the pit. I think kind of gets the Spark a little bit frantic there, trying to play around the shield, play around the Shatter, not able to do it. Vancouver take care of business in map number 1. Be back with map number 2 right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Vancouver Titans look very good, as per usual, as they start things off on Oasis. And I have to say, in those final moments, Slime did some serious lifting. So much lifting, in fact, that he hoisted Gushue over his head and threw him into the pit in the middle of the map. Not once, but twice, making life very unpleasant for the main tank of the Hangzhou Spark. Almost doing it the third time.
I was going to say that. He almost got him the third time, but...
You've got to be hating life as Reinhardt. It's like, what can I do to stop this, man? I just try to shield the guy. No, you sit in the pit and you think about what you've done, Gushue.
This is just a different level of aggression. Like the Spark, when we spoke to them, a few weeks ago, they were like, "Hey, we really want to try and be one of the more aggressive teams in the league," and it started to pay off for them. I think playing against Vancouver, though, it's a little bit of a wake-up call. Like our aggressive is nothing like this. It's a Horizon Lunar Colony. Be the next map we got coming up in this series, and for the Spark, it's like, can you win in the mirror? I think that's the biggest thing.
Isn't the more pertinent question, should you even try?
So against Philly, they had a 73% team fight win rate in the 3-3 mirror, which is very strong.
It's almost like Philly is not as good as the Vancouver Titans.
But Vancouver still has the league best 3-3 mirror win rate team fights at 61%.
Well, it's probably because this is just what they do as well, but it'll be a Sombra out of the gates for Seoul Min Soo. All right. That's it. Give in to the dishonesty. Feel it. Throw through your veins.
It must feel so nice for him to be invisible right now.
Look at me. Look how fast I move now.
You have no idea I'm here.
That's all right. No one's going to hack me. No one's going to Reinhardt charge me. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, they will. It's a mini Reinhardt. Adora just crashes into Seoul Min Soo, and that obviously didn't work out very well.
If you're Vancouver, though, you definitely want to show a look like this. I think as teams would just get more footage on your 3-3, maybe somebody finds a weakness here or there, but always to keep them honest that you could pull something else out.
Look,
on occasion, it's always good to
even the shock and Super got called out for it. He called it dishonest, and then the shock played it themselves. In that final.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Yeah, Bumper is. How did you even get? Yeah, okay, fair enough.
He charged some way, and
I'm surprised he doesn't come back with a passport full of stamps after that one.
So, right now they haven't made any progress here playing the Sombra, so we'll see how long they stay on it. But really, the Sombra comp, you just wait for the EMP. At that point, you're just you're always in limbo mode until you get that EMP. That's really like the fight starter. So, Seoul Min Soo just behind enemy lines, trying to farm some of these big tanks. Get that EMP.
Bumper's in the same postcode as the Titans now, so they are able to push together here onto the high ground. They do want to keep Seoul Min Soo up, but they also don't want to coddle him and try and keep him safe. He needs to be disruptive right now, otherwise, the Titans just walk into a grab, the Spark collapse on them. They say, well, your Sombra is away. So we're going to push onto you with a player advantage now.
I like how the Spark have been playing this, though. They've been aggressive. They know the Sombra's lurking behind. They haven't given Seoul Min Soo a large opportunity to farm up this ult. It's like a 2-minute EMP charge time. That is not great. As usually we see players, Ding is getting one every minute, right?
The Spark are grouped up together, and as soon as Seoul Min Soo's trying to shoot someone, Adora just comes out of nowhere and just light speed yeets his shield in for a shield bash, and then gets rid of the Sombra.
Light speed yeet of the shield.
Yep, I'm telling you, bro! Come on!
that was pretty light speed.
Adora sees him coming. Seoul Min Soo's forced to play from the fringes now, and he preferred the silent of outer space. But they're going to push you now, and somehow, someway, it's always Bumper to save the day. GodsB and Gooseway are down, and Adora, well, he's going to be struggling as well.
Hey, look, we see that the Sombra is obviously the key of this comp right there. The Sombra did nothing. It's a 2-minute EMP. We farm up. He gets stunned up.
That's
Bumper, though, with the shatter. That was huge.
But if they don't find this shatter map, they are in
big trouble.
No,
they lose this fight, without a doubt.
They potentially lose this map. Look at him. Oh, it just lines up. The planet's just aligned, man. So much for Mercury being in retrograde. Get wrecked.
My ultimate is charging.
I don't think I've ever yelled at a replay before. There you go.
My ultimate is charging.
That's a shock. You yell over everything.
I know.
My ultimate is
I'm sure you've done it before.
I can see it for the second time.
Don't try and give yourself that much credit.
Maybe the third time I'll be quieter. Johnny forced to back up here. Gooseway and the rest of the Spark want to push forward. Slime. No good this time. Johnny Bumper trying to charge in. Hey, look, I mean, it's the same kind of
Why
philosophy
not?
as the Shatter in the prior fight. See if you make a play.
Well, what's the worst that happens? He
Your whole
charges
team
in.
dies.
He charges in. He gets bubbled. Johnu backs away. Johnu leaves with the charge. Bumper, if he hits one, kills him, lives. Then they probably continue to go. Slime's back. So why not charge on in? Summonshu with an EMP yet again. We'll see if this one can connect. Right now, for the whole map this far, he has one enemy hacked.
It's not good.
Not ideal.
Yeah. We'll see what Solomon says. I mean, yeah. All right, well, he's going to have a chance to get an EMP here if necessary. They've lost Johnny, though, so that would definitely be questionable.
You save that, yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. He's going to leave that one and back away.
They burn their Transcendence there. When the grab comes down, you just kind of need to use it. They will have a sound barrier, though. The thing is, though, the Spark doing a nice job holding on to some of these ultimates, right? Where, like, you couldn't, like, if you're the Titans, you're not going to use, maybe you use grab and then sound barrier after. You can get out sound barrier in Transcendence, but most likely they're able to live through that with Rally and Trance, so your sound barrier is still being held for this EMP.
Across the bridge, EMP from under it.
He got one.
Gooshway got caught. Okay.
That was it. He got one. Two, Rhea as well.
All right. Was that where he hacked Rhea manually after the fact, actually? He only got Gooshway with the EMP.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
I'd love to know what the idea was behind that one. Bomb blocked by Bumpy here. Johnny's got himself into the backside. Oh, nice. That's great timing on that sound barrier. GodsB's going to get completely ruined now, and this is really, really good for Johnny, who's been charged up so heavily in the fight. And this is right where Bumper wants to be, right up the nostrils of his opponents. Rhea going to be de-suited here. And the Titans do catch to the point in one of the wackier fights I've seen in a while, Matt.
That is, they're playing the Sombra, and you're like, maybe they'll play around the Sombra, get those EMPs. The EMPs and the hacks did nothing. That was 2 shatters from Bumper. That gives Vancouver point A and B. We'll see the Sparks attack after this quick commercial break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности. You're making this easy for me. Огонь по готовности.
Interesting scenes here on Horizon Lunar Colony.
Yeah.
The Titans have finished the map with a decent amount of time, all things considered. 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Solomon Su on the Sombra. Mixed reviews, I'll be honest, from the gallery.
It wasn't like, I think we're just seeing so much high-level Sombra play that I think it's a little bit confusing. So here's the EMP that we're talking about, where he sets it up, and he's just not, maybe he's not, yeah, the others are hiding behind the barrier there, so good positioning from the players on the Spark, but probably would have liked to get more value out of the EMPs. The first one gets broken up, never used. That one only connects with one player, and then he gets a hack onto Rhea.
I kind of wondered if maybe he thought he had a translocator up high and he would like jump down from it.
You still finish the map with 2 minutes
I know.
22. It doesn't matter. This is something where it's like maybe they're just trying to, kind of do what NYXL did. Yeah, I know where Sabiodi's out there playing Sombra. It doesn't look great day one.
And it looked really good.
It looks really good against London. Like, at least just have the look.
Well, it's a look, Matt. The Spark, mercifully, doesn't look like they're going to try any Reaper shenanigans on us. They are playing awfully slow here.
The Titans win with Bumper playing Hangzhou. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to manage with Somin Su playing Sombra.
Yes.
I'm not that worried. It's something they clearly...
Oh, come on. Well, maybe gets caught by a fire, right? Yeah.
I mean, this is though they've just allowed Somin Su to just put down so much damage. As now Bumper just decides to go forward. So he'll have a very fat... I mean, look at...
I don't know if it's a
Shatter.
decision. I think going forward is built into his DNA.
Look at Shatter, 92 to 27. I mean, that first fight, it's not even a fight.
And for Reinhardt, of course, your damage directly translates to ult charge. There's no other ways you get ult charge, unlike healers. So yeah, you can use that as a way of estimating sort of the proportionate damage. Bumper has 3 times GodsB's damage so far.
Watch Bumper jump down here and Shatter. There it is. Yep.
Yeah. Shatter.
I missed. Oh no, you got it. Yeah.
Adora got stunned. Okay, nice EMP from Somin Su, but the follow up. Without Bumper to swing, I mean, Bumper would be fantastic to have around here to swing, but I don't really know if Johnny's in a great position to do damage right now. And a grab here, God, this looks awful.
I mean, you knew that they had no ultimates to invest into it, Hangzhou. And like they didn't, even if they had the ultimates, like there's no follow-up coming, so they probably would not have used them. Vancouver can come back here though, get a touch. This will be a second tick. IDK does get hacked here.
Coalescence from the back of the room. Huxel eats most of that now. There's a transcendence inside the grab, so Bumper and Co are going to be fine. Bumper's shield is low, but I don't think he wants to use it right now. I think he'd rather attack than protect. GodsB has an Earth Shadow. Where does he use it? Ah, it's beautiful. Gets 2. Slime and Johnny knocked to the ground, and Bumper just cleaned up. Fantastic work by GodsB. And there it is. The Spark will take a quick 0.8.
Yeah, they're going to try and snowball this as they have a self-destruct clear the point. They have Sound Barrier as well. Twilight falls here to the Moira. To the damage orb sent on forward.
Times to play close together. Rhea's going to try and break apart their formation with this self-destruct. Got Janu! He got caught out by it. The Titans needed him so badly here. And the EMP coming only after Huxel has felled Bumper. That sound barrier is gone. The Vancouver Titans delete it here on point B. And the Hangzhou Spark are just going to cruise on through and finish the map.
Yeah, a lot of questionable ult usage there from the Vancouver Titans. They don't look phased though. So I think they're still in control of this game.
Absolutely. These map 2s though have been a little bit dubious for the Vancouver Titans. Assault really doesn't seem to be their friend. We'll see if they can recover after the break. Well, the Hangzhou Spark are way ahead of the Titans in terms of our time bank as we head to the second half of Horizon Lunar Colony, Matt. Now, talked about questionable ult usage, but some very good ult usage on the side of the Spark.
Yep. IDK knows that the EP is coming down, in perfect position to land that sound barrier. Everybody gets the effects of it. He punishes Twilight in the back.
IDK watches in the distance. He broods as his teammates prepare. The Hangzhou Spark likely would have won fight, to be
no
fair.
No Sombra now for the Titans, so they'll have Somin Su go back, play Zarya. I feel like, the map's kind of dependent on this attack and how it goes, so you put him back on what we've seen to be his best hero thus far. Say they're faking the...
See if they can double back on Rhea. Rhea might not be their target because they know he could just boost out anyway, but then they split themselves.
No, they wanted Rhea. They actually sent Haxel in there to try to get the stun. Gotcha. The stun plus the Discord and just burn him down, but they're able to keep Rhea alive, and then Haxel ends up falling.
It's crazy to me that Bumper got out of that alive. That is impressive. Johnny went in. Bumper's going to get healed up now, and the Titans somehow are not punished for this. They're going to set up on the high ground now, or just make their way slowly towards the Spark setup.
Yeah, they're going to get Hacksaw back in the mix.
Again, they're using Bumper as bait on the low ground, like they did quite often on Oasis. Let's see if the Spark take the bait. There won't be any contest right now. The Titans do need to start making an actual play for the point. A minute and 12 seconds left. Solminsu controlling the high ground as well as he can. He knows he can take on any diva that would try and 1v1 him, and that's his most likely assailant in this position of the map. Titans now moving in. First point captured. Twilight going to go inside their Transcendence with Goose Ray. Oh, just managing to get Huxel outside of that Transcendence, and of course the burst damage. Oh, it's impossible for Huxel to be kept alive through all of that. Solminsu's grab is eaten. Nothing is going right for the Vancouver Titans, but conversely, the Hangzhou Spark look very good.
Yeah, big play there from Riaz. Now that grab comes down, a few players weak, maybe you're able to make a play, but the Spark in complete control here. 30 seconds left on the clock for the Titans. The Spark are going to have a sound barrier to match the sound barrier that Vancouver's going to have, plus rally, plus a shatter here from Goushway and a self-destruct. They should definitely get this home.
Yeah, the Titans need to make a play, and without ultimates, that becomes infinitely more difficult. Adora harassing Solminsu right now. Slime trying to peel for his Shatter. Shatter comes in, but there was a sound barrier to respond. Obviously, the Spark had one of their own. Johnny with a self-destruct. That's just come online, but he didn't have a chance to really get it off. There it is. Gooseway could just block it, though. Still gets two, though. Somehow IDK and Adora are going to get taken down by that self-destruct, and now the Transcendence on the point. Janu doesn't have a mech, but Solminsu is still here to do work. Earth Shatter from Gooseway, though, will knock the Zarya down, and that is where the Spark need to focus. They need to get rid of that hero. Janu's down. Bebe found him, and there it is. They're forced off of the points.
That was too close.
It's crazy, right? You watched Gooseway shield up, protect his team, but there was so much chaos sown in the fight that he wasn't able to protect two of his supports.
Bro. When I'm watching that, like, he gets the 2K, Janu, with the bomb, and they got rally going on, I'm like, oh no. Spark have just given this away. I mean, they came in that fight with such an advantage. Goushway hits a nice shatter at the beginning. I believe he builds up another shatter during the fight. So really starting to bounce back. Goushway, after map 1, had himself a very good map number 2 this far. 9 final blows, 23 limbs, a good kill contribution, only 3 deaths. The 5 eliminations off of the 9 shatter stuns, so getting good value out of that. So Goushway's having a very good map number 2.
So his shatter in that last fight to pretty much end it. It was the one that knocked Solminsu down and sort of pushed him out of position. Well, the Vancouver Titans want to make this really interesting. They'll have to hold for 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
I also think with Vancouver, like, I don't think their playstyle really is one that kind of works with Sombra in the mix. Like, Bumper's so aggressive, and they need all of the resources that, like, Zarya or, let's say, Diva, for instance, provide. They need both to keep him up. Like, I just don't know if you can play that if you're the Titans.
Well, we saw, Janu has to move over towards Zarya, which is fine because he can play Zarya. It's not.
Yeah, but Solminsu's like to flip a coin on the day. I have 1 or 2 Zarya in the league.
Yep. It definitely looks like it is not a composition that's natural for the Titans.
No,
right? It's not an organic switch over. You kind of have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to do it. Like, I don't think they beat the shock with that comp. I think they would struggle against that kind of opponent, and the Spark obviously also ruined them when they tried to play it. The Titans try and start up something on the low ground, but realize the Spark can kind of just disengage. So the Titans try and maintain some sort of positional advantage by peeling back and playing that high ground. Now, what are the Spark waiting for, Matt? A speed boost?
Yeah, they have to either speed boost or the shield to recharge.
Oy.
Maybe it gets low, so they use the repair pack onto him.
On a Zen? Oh, Bumper! Well, he goes in and gets himself killed. Maybe the Vancouver Titan style doesn't work well for these assault maps either, but
I just think it's like I don't know if Vancouver needs to play Sombra. I think they need to know how to counter it. So right now, they're going to have Twilight come down, try and transcend on the point. They lose Solminsu as well with a headshot from Bebe, but with all the ultimates and real estate on the point, you're going to get very close to taking this for the Spark.
The Titans are completely split right now. They've only got a Zenyatta. They've got supports left on towards this left-hand side of the point, and it's not going to look good. Gooseway goes for a shatter, and he knows that this one is done. The Hangzhou Spark leagues ahead. of the Vancouver Titans, especially when it comes to this map. The question is, can they show that same level of dominance over the rest of the maps left in this series? Because the Titans don't look too bothered about it. They're pretty familiar with struggling on maps like this. They've got a lot more work to do. And halftime should unlock some of the mysteries of this match we've seen so far.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Holy Hangzhou, the Spark are trying to pull off the upset and hand the Titans their first loss of the regular season. But so far, it's 1-1 at the half. Gonna be tough going up against Bumper in the boys in the second half, but so far, pretty strong showing from our pink team, the Spark. What have we seen early on in this matchup, Brent?
Well, early on, pretty one-sided, honestly. We were sat in the dugout, we were sat in our Harry Potter cupboard, and we were seeing the game unfold in map 1. Again, it was pretty brutal by the Vancouver Titans. When you try and match the Vancouver Titans in the GOATs, in the triple tank, triple support, it's very hard to contest with them. Right
You're
now,
not going to have a good time.
Bumper's pretty good at his job.
He is incredibly good at his job. We were looking at the main tag battle over the course of this, and although GodsB and the Hangzhou Spark had moments of brilliance, the Vancouver Titans, honestly, throughout the whole of Stage 3 so far, we haven't seen many matches, but the whole of the Vancouver Titans squad look like they're really motivated to play at their best. Apart from one little game on Paris where they decided to have some fun. Yeah, basically all the rest of the time they've been crushing their opponents. So I thought that we were going to have an incredibly fast game just from the pace at which Oasis disappeared.
GOATs in game 1. When we go to the second map, though, we saw a bit of Sombra play come out for the Titans, and if you look at the scoreboard, clearly it wasn't perfect.
No, it wasn't great at all, honestly. And I feel like that we're taking this shift now to Sombra Stage 3 is going to be known as this kind of the shift overall to this hero in general. So, Minsu, I got to say, lad, it's not your best hero. It's not great.
I don't know so much about that. It was really a great job from the Spark, particularly Adora, to do a lot of scouting, and they struggled to be able to find cracks in the armor where the Sombra could break through. I mean, you are building for those EMPs, and then Adora bashes and completely interrupted his EMP. And then they rolled to the second point. I mean, the offense wasn't horrific.
No, it's an average performance, honestly.
But on defense, that was where it really fell to pieces, I think.
It's also not what you're expecting from the Vancouver Titans. key. You expect, if you're going to be pulling this out, I mean, I guess this could be a bit more experimental, as we're starting to see New York pull it out as well. More and more Sombras coming into play. I think they want something else just to pull out in a couple of their matches. And they've had success with it, honestly, as well. The Gibraltar hold with Sominsu on the Sombra is very good on defense. It's just, I guess, as you said, a mixture of the fact that Hangzhou Spark are very good at reacting.
Now, we did see some Sombra from Sominsu. You saw him go back to the Zarya at the very end of that game, but it's just too late. Do we expect all Zarya back to the 3-3 for the Titans in the second half?
I would say so. I think even though the Titans are going to continue to experiment, we might see it on Havana and Nambani just because they are such great maps for Sombra.
Yeah.
But I think stylistically, after having had little success on Horizon, they'll probably be reverting back to the traditional GOATS compositions.
I'm a big fan of the Sombra first defense on Havana, honestly. I think teams that are running that, it's very hard to try and take advantage and trying to push the Sombra out of position when you're holding on the first point of Havana. Could see it there, but realistically, I expect them to stick with the triple time, triple support.
If they do play the Sombra, do the Titans get handed their first upset, their first loss of this regular season, Brett?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Even still,
they'll win even-
I think they
Titans
still
win,
win
even
even
with
if
the
they
Sombra.
run it. Yeah, really.
I think it could be a little bit difficult for them. I think the Horizon Lunar Colony is great for the Sombra, but there are opportunities to really punish it because everyone holds in really tight areas. For Havana, it's a big, wide open map, so it's much more difficult to punish the Sombra there. So I can see them running it there. It all really comes down to Nambani. I think this is the pivotal map coming up for this series.
Can I check in with the crowd real quick? How many people here want to see an upset today from the Hangzhou Spark? Houston already gave us one to start the day. We'll find out. Is another one on the way? Second half coming up after this.
일단 제 이 프로게이머라는 직업이 저의 첫 사회생활이면서 첫 직업이었는데 미국에서 쭉 일하고 있는데요.
부모님들은 그냥 열심히 하라 정도? 그냥 이제 네가 할 거 일 찾았으니까 열심히 해봐라 그 정도?
하시는 것 같아요. 근데 뭐 제 입장에서는 당연히 다 부셔버리고 오겠다는 마인드로 게임 하는 것 같아요.
It has to be said, man, the Vancouver Titans have looked a little bit more fallible as of late. It's like teams are starting to find ways to put pressure on. I know you pulled that face, but they did lose that map, and in pretty horrific fashion, I will say.
I think they're just out there having fun. I think the Vancouver Titans, they kind of know they can flip the switch when they want.
So yeah,
I think they know they can just turn it on, and No, the Spark, though, I mean, they have been one of the hotter teams in the league. I think, like what Josh was saying, like Horizon Lunar Colony, like, you know, you can play Sombra, but it's also like some weird chokes. Like, probably not the map to experiment with it on. It's not like an easy map to play and make it flow. IDK did a nice job avoiding some of those EMPs, landing those sound barriers.
He's going to be on our All Access Q&A later on as well. He's been definitely really wanting to get involved in interviews. He's got a fantastic sense of humor. Also, pretty good sound barrier efficiency on him.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, well, when everybody's standing next to each other, yeah, you have a good chance of hitting everybody. So
That's true.
he essentially hits everybody the whole time.
Except for, I'd say there was like one sound barrier that he didn't get on his old team. But hey, not bad. That's the name of the game. Get as many people with that sound barrier as you can. Nambani's going to be our next map in the series now. Talk to me, Matt.
I think there's also on Nambani an opportunity for the defensive Spark to play some Winston. So be good to see Gushui play some Winston potentially as the Vancouver Titans. You see they have not lost this map in competition since December 2nd, 2017.
2017. Some of you guys weren't even watching Overwatch back then. That's how long ago it was.
I was watching the...
We were casting in September 2016, man. Don't worry about it. Maybe you weren't.
I think I was. I don't remember that far back.
No, 2017 was when we were at DreamHack, right?
2 weeks ago. Oh,
Good times.
I was 27. Man,
Was it?
years go fast.
Yeah, no, they fly
Just like
by.
this first fight.
Yeah, this one is
Gone by real quick.
awfully quick. That's a Disu and likely a bit of a stagger here. Huxal's like, yes.
The Spark just tried to run through the high ground. Didn't really take into account, like, how far away that the Titans, they had Twilight in that situation. It was pounding down the shield. Not going to win the shield battle in that type of scenario. Also allows Bumper to build up some charge towards Shatter. To get them down from the high ground, they can either, barrel up through the door that you see there, or they can jump from the low ground. To come from the low ground, force them to jump down. So Bumper just kind of faking the jumps off the side.
Yeah. Are they hoping, Matt, to get IDK in a position to maybe knock someone down there? They're kind of just trading back and forth in main round now, and Bumper's trying to drive a wedge between them here when dropping down. Ria's low. Yeah, that's no good. And that's the problem when you're sort of in transit as a team. Gooseray can't protect everyone. Well, now you try and jump off the map. Nice one, Gooseray. Nailed that one. Got to show Bumper that even though you lost the team fight, you're not afraid to charge at him.
As the Spark try and take that position all the way down. GodsB is going to jump off the side of the map here shortly. So this is a very long stagger here.
Another one. Look at we're already at half of the time that the Spark had to begin with. And the Vancouver Titans have a lot of ultimates. To the Spark's credit, obviously, they have lost these fights so quickly, or at least they've lost the players that have made them give up on the fights so quickly that they haven't used too many of their own ultimates either. But now they're going for the high ground again, man.
Yeah, but this may come down to like a 1-point game where you're going to use all your ultimates in one go, as here's going to be the grab. He tries to get in there and break some of it up with the bubble as the Spark lived through that.
Yeah, Solomon Sue was trying to get in there, make sure that Transcendence Healing wasn't going to be a thing. He almost gets taken down immediately. Long-range Graviton Surge from GodsB finds a connection, and Slime gets taken down. IDK is able to get the sound barrier in the meantime, and now Bumper trying to set up on the point here from behind them, though. Look at IDK. He's on that high ground, just booping Bumper forward straight into Gooseray's waiting hammer. And now Johnny on the high ground. He's got no help and no health. Discord Orb's going to get thrown at him here, and the Vancouver Titans, they don't have the players or the heroes to really do anything here. And yeah, Twilight has to jump off the edge, otherwise he would have been staggered himself.
IDK's been so good with the boots so far throughout the game. I mean, he's played obviously very strong, I think, throughout the Overwatch League thus far. I know he's made some tremendous plays. I remember the one on Lijiang Tower from last stage, but they get point A.
The double boop the double boop in the overtime.
They get point A. They have to use all their ultimates to do it. Maybe getting very close to a Transcendence, so you'll have that for the next fight. When the Titans do have sound barrier, they have to know that they're not close to grab, not close to anything big. You could use sound barrier to engage here if you wanted.
Slime, very clever. He knows there's a Diva on his left-hand side, so he just boops to slow it down. Janu's got to be careful, but Ria's also getting the same treatment from the enemy Zarya. Both Zaryas just go straight for the Divas. That's because both Zaryas want to probably try and think about Graviton Surge. Solomon 2 actually had his grab here, so he lets it go, and yeah, with IDK getting taken out of the mix here, Gooseray's going to struggle to stay alive. That bubble that was given to him by GodsB got broken awfully quickly.
And that's Gushue's second shatter, both of them broken up by Hacksaw, where he gets the stun through before the shatter can come down, so the shatter actually never does anything.
It gets cancelled, and you don't get the ultimate charge refunded. There was a time when you would have gotten it refunded, but that was changed pretty quickly after Genji's got shield bashed and shattered and still bladed.
We'll see Bumper now with his Earth Shatter. Maybe the good old Bumper special, just jump out from behind a corner, shatter immediately.
Yep. Into
Playing
a
on the
shield
other side of the
or
box,
into an
yep.
entire team. One or the other, really. GodsB thinking about that Graviton Surge. Trying to get up on top of the bus there just for a different angle.
They may be trying to bait them to just solo grab Bumper. Like he's just going to stand there and contest. You see how far away everybody else is playing.
Look, Matt, you've already shaved off half of Hangzhou's time on point A. Any moment where that payload isn't moving here is very good for you. Second part of the map, this second phase, can be very, very difficult for defenders to actually gain a foothold. So the fact that the Titans have done that should serve them well. They won't be expecting this though, Twilight. Hacksaw stunned up. GodsB had some help. That was very clever. He was chased in by Adora. Adora helped him out, got
But
the
take
stun.
advantage of it. Go. Like they're down their break.
They lost their opening, Matt. What can they do here, though? Transcendence is just enough. The self-destruct here. Bebe! Oh, yeah, he got caught by that one. Slime that went down to the Graviton Surge of GodsB, and Bumper hastily, sheepishly even, gets his shield up and backs up. He's waiting for Gushue to start swinging on his left. The Bumper's running out of time. He needs to go for a play here because his shield's about to get broken. He goes for the shatter. He gets no one.
Like this is where the Spark should have been way more aggressive. They're getting
Touch.
very close.
They managed to touch just in time. The Hangzhou Spark are very quickly forced off of the payload, but they disengage. They can come back in. Janu now getting knocked out of his mech, but so is Rhea. That payload, though, is being held in stasis, and Rhea got finished off by Haksal now, with IDK being the only player that can stay on the payload for the time being. He took a lot of damage, and So Min Su, that's 100 charge. That's the danger zone now. Gushwe's got to be careful. The Graviton Surge now being thrown out at the Titans. Can there be follow-up? Gushwe trying to get in there with the charge, but Bumper was right on top of it. And now it's just going to be IDK. At this rate, the Hangzhou Spark don't have enough time to get a full 6 players on the payload. They need to fight with what they have. Janu shuts down GodsB. They got it just in time. Rhea snuck on there.
Well, IDK was booping players back as well. They pick up the kill on a So Min Su.
That
and
is
they just fly onto the cart. They're able to get it.
Outstanding play for the Hangzhou Spark with just 2 left. IDK and Rhea.
Like, they're getting advantages, the Spark. Like, they get that early pick on a Hacksaw. Just go. Like, you had a grab at that point as well. Like, just push. You can't be that kind of hesitant to go. Like if that was a shock and they take out Hacksaw, they're running at them 100 miles an hour. Like
Bumper attempted another Earth Shatter there. This time he caught Rhea and Adora. Both of them, though, managing to get up on their feet. It looks like So Min Su used just the stun period of the enemy D.Va to go for the grab instead of getting the D-suit. It worked out, but the follow-up was not sufficient. Twilight now has gone for Transcendence. Bebe had already used his when his team was caught up inside the grab. Haksal knocked down by Goosewe's Shatter. Oh, clever! He tried to go for the pin-up against the payload. It would have been short and safe. But the stun was actually there from Haksal. Now Gooseway gets traded out. Bumper picks him up. Sound barrier here. IDK forced to skip around a corner, and from the high ground, Rhea can't do too much either. 13 seconds left. They staggered out that kill on GodsB just enough, and Bumper wants to push ahead with the rest of the gang. Scant seconds remain here, but there is someone behind. Rhea is on that high ground. He would attempt to try and keep the payload going, but this gives time for Gooseway and Adora to get back in. He touches, but there is the Graviton Surge. Matt, I don't think they're going to get away with this one. Adora is low. He's trying to push forward here. Bumper gets killed by a fire strike, though. Janu gets hacked. There's now a Sombra in the mix. GodsB has made the switch, and I don't think the Titans were ready for it.
Oh, and you're going to have a Transcendence here at the end for the Spark, so they still have a chance here. Maybe you get a hack onto Bumper, prevent him from using that Shatter. Could be pretty big. As Hacksaw gets near the point, he gets a bubble, so not able to be hacked here.
Bumper needs a big shatter here. IDK is knocked down. He was discorded as well, but Baby comes straight in with a Transcendence just to try and save the day. Bumper is low. Thankfully, Twilight also has a Transcendence now, and both Zenyatas go for those ultimates. Slime backs away to the rest of his team in the healing area of the Transcendence. Bumper, though, almost got knocked out of position. He's lucky to be alive, but Janu picks up Baby from the backside, and Gushwe attempts a shatter. It's big, but Haksal immediately got a bubble after the fact, and now Vancouver Titans have a sound barrier. IDK is low. Rhea dueling with Twilight on the right-hand side.
EMP.
Finally, Rhea's felled. GodsB's EMP hits forward. Hacksaw still able to get the rally. He was able to avoid getting EMP'd in general. Twilight now down to IDK, and GodsB's forced to translocate out. He tried to hack Hacksaw, but no one hacks Hacksaw. The Vancouver Titans managed to hold off, prevent the map from being finished, and give me palpitations.
Man, so close for the Spark to complete the map. They still get it a far distance. Basically, it's hit the Titans to complete the map to keep their undefeated streak on Numbani alive. We'll be back with their attack in just a little bit.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности. Бомж, ура! Огонь по готовности. Огонь по готовности. Бомж, ура!
And to think that the Hangzhou Spark could actually have been stopped on point B, if not for the heroics of IDK, Rhea, and GodsB. Crazy stuff. They almost finished the map at that, and very close. This last-minute switch to Sombra from GodsB definitely caught the Titans off guard.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to get an EMP, almost push them over the line, but it's really the point B heroics of Rhea and IDK that allowed them to push it over the line.
Spark have to be happy with that result so far. By the way, the Justice versus the Spark. You want to see more of Hangzhou? Then you can. Saturday, June 15, 12 p.m. PT. It's on Disney XD, ESPN app, and Twitch, but also Disney XD.
And the Spark, I mean, look, the Spark can win this series. This is a winnable series for the Spark, and we showed their role in the regular season. I mean, these are two of the, look, the Vancouver Titans are undefeated. These are two, if not the two hottest teams in regular season play right now.
Especially with the faltering of some of our other top teams. Ooh, very quickly, the Titans are repelled there. Gooshway meets them with the flat face of the hammer. And they decide to rotate here. Maybe they're checking for Winston. That's possible. And they want to play main and want to try and rotate through, but this is dangerous. Gooshway, has he impaled himself on Hacksaw? He has. He just tries to jump in. It gets taken out. Oh, the Titans were ready for that. Yo, they brought the extra cactuses. You don't want to be trying to hug them. Oh, dear.
So, Janu goes in, and he gets really low, but it's almost like a distraction where all the Spark think about demeching Janu, and then Gooshway's like, hey, what about saving me over here on the side? And Janu lives.
How about rendering your teammates aid?
Janu lives, Gooshway gets taken out rather quickly. As now the Spark, they need to play close. They need to get a fight win. Summon Su just playing way out on his own.
I don't think he expected that surge from the Spark. Although, in all fairness, the Spark have, gotten these advantages and then not capitalized on them a fair bit already in this match. So,
Gooshway going to just try and contest the cart. They're going to rally on in here, the Titans. So push the Spark pack.
That repair pack had to go to keeping Bumper alive.
I like that grab. Hacksaw's going to just try and take that space and push up. punish him for it. Now you have a Transcendence here. You have the Earth Shatter that comes down for Gushui. You can fight this if you're the Spark.
Could have been dangerous for the Spark there. That Transcendence might not have gotten everyone if they were around that L-shaped corner, but the Spark were able to withstand it. The Titans now, they're getting the spawn camp. That's exactly what's happening. The Spark did exactly what you said. They had to shave some time off this clock.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you have an opportunity like to get the Brigitte way out, in which case that nobody else from the Titans was really close to Hacksaw, go for it. Get the grab down. Get Brigitte out of the equation. She's such a tough hero to take down. Keeps everybody else alive while being really stable.
Also very good at stunning people, interrupting ultimates, giving a team armor. Yeah, knocking people back, winning the game, making people rage. Shatter for Bumper. Oh, okay. I think he saw GodsB behind the backside of the shield and was trying to capitalize. Gushui got his shield up in time though. And the sound barrier now for the Hangzhou Spark, who were looking really good on defense. Janu's not going to be able to get away here. Slam and Twilight both had the ultimates, but the Vancouver Titans just don't have the bandwidth to execute those right now. And being a mech down, they're just not going to push.
So Janu going to have to go back to the spawn, switch off, go back, reset his ult charge just to get a new mech back. But you start to see the Spark put together a good defense, and they need this. They need to drain as much time as they can around this corner.
They need more of this. That's a good start. Getting rid of Janu earlier. Dora making sure there wouldn't be no mech around to eat that Graviton Surge. As soon as their feet touched the ground, Bumper had already been plucked from their midst. The Titans have to go back again.
You can make an argument that since the Boston match in Stage 2, the Spark have been the third or fourth best team in the league. I mean, they have won that many games. They beat London in the playoffs. Like,
they fell to the shock, which is
I think though they just don't have the feel of like a top 4 or 5 team, right? Like they just, because their series really aren't like dominant at times. They're close. It'll be the grab that comes down here from So-Min Soo. It's going to be a self-destruct over the top to try and prevent the follow-up there from Rhea.
The Titans have to find something here, Matt. They're going to use support ult, so they're really committing now. Janu gets the mech, but Bumper's still trying to go forward. Another shatter that just looks torrid. Doesn't work out. So-Min Soo is charged up. GodsB is down to half health. But the Vancouver Titans haven't actually developed a significant advantage anywhere on this board. Now they're going to try and come forward. Sound barrier at least. Bumper lost that immediately, taking so much damage. Janu's back in the fight, but that payload is grinding along the ground, and the Spark are keeping it contested around the backside of not only Gushui's shield, but also this bus.
And they got 2 support ults here to work with. They're going to use the sound barrier. Now they're going to get aggressive.
The Titans are dead. They're in big trouble. Haksal is very low. He was able to get the rally off. That was about it. Bumper's down over there. Huge shatter. As soon as Bumper went down, Gushui drops the hammer, and the Hangzhou Spark bring their full weight down on the Titans, who are running out of time. They used a lot of their big ultimates in that previous fight, and their options are starting to thin out. Matt, when do they flick the switch?
I will say that the timing has been perfect with Bebe and IDK's support ults this game. IDK nails the sound barrier. Gushui pushes up after the shatter. They get a grab on him. Maybe they were able to flip the fight. Bebe's there with that Transcendence in perfect time. This has been like a 3-man hold here. The Titans have been locked around this corner for so long.
Pristine execution for the Hangzhou Spark so far, and all they need to do is hold out for 1 more minute. That shield is low on Gushui. They need to watch out for a Bumper shatter here. There's definitely a sense that it could be coming. Here's a Transcendence. It's going to be a self-destruct thrown out now by the Titans. Janu doesn't find anything with it though. That's the shatter. They do knock GodsB down. The Spark trying to keep their Zaya player alive, but Gushui is also stunned up. They need the Transcendence from Bebe now, and they get it. They lost Gushui, though it wasn't quite fast enough, but they're able to get rid of Janu's mech. Now they need to deal with So-Min Soo. Bumper's still very healthy, pushing at the front, and the Hangzhou Spark have run out of ultimates here. The Vancouver Titans have been given an opening, and now they're pushing through it in numbers.
And I don't think you can come back and challenge this if you're the Spark. I think you're going to have to give it up. Just to remind you, this Vancouver Titans lineup has not lost this map, Nimbani, since December of 2017. They almost just lost it there. I mean, they still have to basically, only 2 checkpoints here for the Spark, but they basically get it to the end zone, in theory.
Matt,
so they only got 1 minute and 30 on the clock, with not a lot of time.
When this team gets their back up against the wall, though, we see them go further on than ever before, but that Graviton Surge did not look like what I was trying to explain. That does not exemplify Vancouver Titans kicking it up to 11 when they struggle.
My ultimate is charging.
It's going to have to be something else then.
And that's huge. I mean, you're lucky that they end up investing sound barrier into that as well. They're so scared of the grab.
Oh, wow. Adora's right in there. Bebe's able to pick off Slime. 56 seconds left. The Vancouver Titans now, they are in a very compromising position. Bumper trying to get himself out of dodge, but Gooshweb was ready for it. He swings the hammer, fells his opposite number. And that payload isn't going anywhere. Oh, the big shatter! And they're knocked off the top. The Spark now just trying to make a point.
I have not seen a team play this aggressive against the Titans outside of the shock. Like early on in the series, I was talking about like the pace of the game, where like Bumper just kind of like forces the pace on you. They are pushing Bumper and the Titans back. Like they are constantly, when you watch Bumper, he's got the shield up, he's jumping back and back and back. That's what you want to see when your team's going up against this squad.
So Minsu, well, easy come, easy go. He's got another grab top. This time it sticks. This time they find Adora. Bumper going for the charge up against the wall. The Transcendence doesn't look like it's had much impact for the Hangzhou Spark. It just wasn't enough. So Minsu a little bit low, but he's playing towards the back of his team's formation. The Titans are on the payload now. They still have a chance to keep their unbeaten record, but I have to win this next fight now. It's going to be the Shatter.
Yeah.
It's going to be going up against the self-destructive rear, and that's about it. The Spark don't have a lot to work with here, Matt.
Oh, they'd probably love to have that GodsB grab back, as that fight is basically lost when he uses it.
Gooshway gets a bubble, but that's going to run out pretty quickly. Bumper trying to go for a cheeky little shatter behind it. It doesn't work. Rhea self-destruct defensive, but no one's there to be clipped by it. And IDK and Rhea are trying to keep the payload going, but they're low. And the Vancouver Titans, once more, they're put up against the wall, and they still triumph. They maintain an unbeaten record on Nombani, and they get themselves within striking distance of another series victory. My God, this team just does not know when to quit.
That is about as close of a map as you can get. Vancouver still undefeated since 2017 on Nombani. We'll see if they can close out the series right after this.
It's easy sometimes to forget the legacy that the Vancouver Titans carry with them through the world of Overwatch. I mean, we're referring to, you know, unbeaten maps that they've had since 2017, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, this team has been together, obviously previously known as Runaways. Many fans of the Korean region will know, and they're popular for a reason, man. And look, they've just continued that streak of dominance here now in the Overwatch League, and you know, that's why we were so shocked to see them not win their Stage 2 playoffs, but you can definitely see they're back with a vengeance. But they are getting, honestly, Matt, they're getting sorely tested in this stage.
Yeah, Savannah could be potentially the final match. We'll see. The Spark can come back, pull it off, but I think with the Titans, like what you see is like what you see with a lot of great teams, like all-time great teams, whether it be like esports or just sports in general. It's just like tremendous skill, blended with a little bit of luck in there. You know, you have to have a little bit of luck on your side sometimes, and it's just just fun to watch. Like, you don't really see, like who knows when we'll see a team like, as good as them, like, consistently, right? Like, not losing that map since 2017. Like,
Not
who knows
losing.
if we'll see stuff like that, right?
Maybe never again. But, I mean, we're still blessed because we still get this team in
All right,
ostensibly
so
in their prime.
They're messing around with the Sombra here. Much better map, I think. Well, I'll take that back. Horizon Lunar
Tough to
Colony.
get out of this part is Sombra, though, right?
Yeah, Horizon Lunar Colony pretty good for Sombra as well. Let's just see if they play it a bit better.
I mean, I don't know what Sominsu saw then that forced him to translocate. I know there was a Zenyatta in front of him, but I mean, he needs to get an EMP here. This is why his team is playing without a third tank. It means that they can't really do much when it comes to, a drawn-out engagement, but that D-suit is pretty good.
He sets that up too. He gets a hack on IDK, and they feel the need to keep him alive, and they use a repair pack, which demechs Rhea there. But, I mean,
man.
now you've lost Janu.
All that Zaya energy is just gone. Gone. Sominsu has an EMP, though.
Do you want to use EMP on the cart in front of your spawn? I mean, I feel like if you got to use EMP to get out of the spawn, I feel like we got a different conversation to have.
It's less a matter of want and more of have. And he's going to use it, and still Baby's able to get a Transcendence off here.
Rhea gets back in a mech during it.
That's
as well.
ridiculous. So really that EMP doesn't do a whole lot for the Vancouver Titans, and now they're forced to dig deeper into the bag of tricks for more ultimates. The Earth Shadow was one of them. Didn't work, and then guess what? Gooseway, unlike his opposite number, waits until there's no Reinhardt present, and now the Titans are straight up getting spawn camped. There's a map 5 in here somewhere if the Spark can keep this up.
I mean, I highly doubt we see like this pace be kept. I mean, you're going to get out of this eventually if you're the Titans. You have a grab to do so here.
Johnny was to build up from 0 now on that charge, so slow and steady to facilitate the Zaya being able to give her bubbles out. The Graviton Surge is thrown in, sound barrier, immediate response from the Hangzhou Spark, and Bumper is down again! Feel like I'm saying that a heck of a lot over the last couple of maps,
Man,
and the self-destruct from Rhea is good!
Just weird, like Janu used the bubble on the Sominsu, and okay, so they're gonna, this is over.
Why do they back up now?
Janu used the, they're gonna get there's Zenyatta back in, Bebe. He ends up falling during that one. He's got trance, so slightly important. They end up using a bubble from Janu on the Sominsu's playing Sombra, and then he translocates it out. Really weird. It's going to be a grab around the corner here
Oh, there
from
they are.
GodsB.
Fortunately, okay, Gooseway does get the pin there on Slime. I didn't know if he'd actually connected in the long run, and Vancouver Titans are extremely dead.
But you can use that grab if you're GodsB, because you know, okay, let's use the grab, I'll get some energy off it, I'll get some damage off of it. You're going to be about where Sominsu is.
He's going to
switch it as
get
well.
ahead of him. Because Sominsu will come back with 0 charge. GodsB will just be like, hey, I do a lot more damage than you right now.
I'm surprised the Titans, they have to feel pretty confident in their Sombra play. Maybe this is a case like when we saw Sabo be played, it wasn't good the first time out. We see it better the next time from the Titans.
Gooseway there does see the Transcendence, so he's going to back up. Give a bit of space, bit of respect to the Vancouver Titans. Does he go for a Shatter now? No, losing Adora. They've lost a bit of a setup tool here, and they have time. They back away. Adora can get back relatively fast. He'll get taxied, plus he can use Shield Bash to gain just some extra speed as he approaches the payload. It'll be one last fight for the Hangzhou Spark here, but it'll be the last fight for the Vancouver Titans either way. It's taken them 4 minutes to get to this point in general. Note that the Spark are a little bit split here. They do need to be careful of that. The Titans elect to collapse on one side or the other. There could be some kills coming very quickly. Shatter is there for both Bumper and Gooseway. Self-destruct is also there. The Titans are trying to build up maybe a Transcendence, get some more of those ultimates ready. Here comes our Rhea self-destruct over the top. It doesn't find anything, but Johnny's gone down. Both teams are training out their divas, but Johnny's found 2. GodsB, 2 on the Zaya though. Now it's going to be the Graviton Surge. Haxel and Bumper are inside. Adora cutting through the shield with the flail. Now it's just Bumper from a distance though. Twilight is sending those orbs in here. But it's just Bumper, he has to charge back away. Twilight will stay on the payload and try and keep it contested inside the Transcendence, but eventually that's going to run out, and so is his luck. He's forced to back away, and Johnny returns to the fight here on the Wrecking Ball. Immediately gets discorded, immediately taken down. Rhea's also back, and the Vancouver Titans are forced off the payload. The Hangzhou Spark are eyeing down a map 5 now after that impressive defensive hold.
all the Spark need to do is get the first point to take us to map 5. We'll see if they can do it.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Get your breath back yet? Good.
This has just been a wild series, man. I mean, coming into this, if I would have said we would have gotten to Havana, and Sominsu is EMP to help his team get out of the spawn, being spawn killed, you would have been like, oh, you're out of your mind. Like, you can't work today. Not a chance. Like, I mean, this has been a nuts game.
So you felt that there was a point where the Titans sort of were going to flick the switch. Why do you think, I guess, that hasn't happened? Or do you think that are they playing worse than normal? Do you think?
No, I think that when they're playing the Sombra, I just don't know if they really know how to play around it. Maybe we just don't know that the Spark's really good at playing against it. Rhea comes out on Sombra here for the Spark, so they'll try there. And look, I think this is a good move for the Spark if they feel confident in playing the Sombra. He gets picked off by Twilight across the map. But I think if you're the Spark, you need like 2 team fights. If you can farm up 2 EMPs, you feel pretty good about it. We'll see. I mean, Rhea only has 32% to it. Gets picked off by the Zen across the map. So, see if it ends up working out for Hangzhou. This time they'll come out of the left side of the spawn.
Bumper got hacked up there briefly. That's kind of annoying. Stunned now. Every bit of crowd control's being leveraged at him, and with Twilight going down there, Bumper knows either I go aggressive or I just go quietly into the night because we're not going to be able to hold if we don't. And it hasn't worked out.
This is big for the Spark, though. I mean, you win this fight. You have Transcendence EMP rally. I mean, EMP is like a game-changing ult, right? I mean, you see where the golden tick is at the top of the screen. It's just they need one fight after this, pretty much.
I just love that we have these are 2 different generations, by the way, of dominant players from the Korean region, right? A lot of these players on Hangzhou, like from X6 Gaming, who sort of were definitely performing after this runaway squad had sort of left. You know, so it's kind of like old blood versus the new. The Hangzhou Spark here I mean, what a victory this would be. What a notch in the belt, and what another way to get up and get in that playoff spot. 5 people EMP'd there by the Spark. And I think that this is just a matter of course now, Matt. They're going to sail on through and get us a map 5 here, and the Vancouver Titans are going to be pushed to their very limits once more.
Vancouver may be able to get a touch. It's going to be real close. Yeah, Bumper's going to get there. You're gonna have one more fight, I think. So Bumper and co. Not going to be a full team fight. You're not going to have Twilight there just yet.
Straight out the gates, Bumper and co come. Johnny was hacked there. Oh! Sominsu going to go for the Graviton Surge. Looks pretty good, but Bumper's taking way too much damage. Gooseway's able to finish him off, but it was Rhea actually switching to the Sombra, putting a lot of extra damage down. GodsB is able to part with the Graviton Surge before he's taken down, and it's trying to set up that kill at least for Bumper on towards Twilight. He is trying to break his way up. Twilight gets meleeed out by IDK there. Gooseway in position there. Should be the cleanup that they're looking for now, and Earthshatter not too far away. Bumper, though, still on the battlefield. Janu and Haxal knocked to the ground now, and Gooseway's looking for a little bit more. They're trying to come forward. Off to the side is Haxal. The Spark might have run out of steam here.
And GodsB comes back on Wrecking Ball to just try and get... He thinks he gets there quick, and they have enough to get it over the line, but they definitely don't.
You can't tell me this is how it ends.
Twilight's on the Ana up on the high ground now, so no Zenyatta here. Going to be playing the Ana. You see Haxal just watching that side. Haxal does not want to get EMP'd here. Has the rally.
Rio's looking for a map-winning EMP, though. He translocated out.
So far, his translocator so far away, they're not going to be able to use it here.
Was that intentional? In his absence, Adora gets picked up, and now there's actually no point going for an EMP. Was that Is that what Rhea was looking for?
I think he thought that his team was going to be able to back out fast enough to get in. Now we're down to 30 seconds left.
It's possible that Rhea didn't realize he'd already put a translocator down and went to throw another one to get into the fight. And what he ended up doing was going back to the one that he put way behind him. If that is the case, then that could have been a big throw for the Hangzhou Spark. Rhea now tries to go for a EMP, but his team's already caught inside a Graviton Surge. It's got to be more than this for the Spark. They need to come forward now, but Bumper is ready for an Earth Shatter, ready to shut them down. Translocator over the top, and Rhea doesn't have that EMP anymore. That one has gone to waste long ago. Shatter in. Slime is actually knocked down. No one from the Spark affected by the Shatter, but a Biotic Grenade on Gushua is going to make life hard, and Adora and IDK have already gone down.
Doing
You can't tell me this is where it ends. The Hangzhou Spark came so close, and now it's the Vancouver Titans' turn to hold them back. Johnny to add insult to injury, eats GodsB's Graviton Surge, and yet again, no one can bring down the Vancouver Titans just when we thought the balance of power was switching.
The Spark are stunned.
I think that's what happened with Rhea and that translocator. I think he didn't realize he'd already placed one down in a heat of battle. If that's true, that is a huge mistake, and it's going to make this loss that much more crushing for him and the rest of his team. He's not the normal Sombra player. He switched to it out of necessity to try and make the difference, and it could have been what the Spark were looking for, but Vancouver were able to stave off on map 5 and win it here on Havana. Neither team capturing that first checkpoint.
That's a game you got to win if you're the Spark. I mean, you got to get that one to 5. I mean, you had all the tools at your disposal. You were playing so well. They never really get a good use of that EMP towards the end.
This is the stuff that puts that fire in your belly if you're the Hangzhou Spark. The next time they face the Titans, it'll be more than just a match between friends. There'll be a grudge there. It's time now to head down to the floor and hear from the players themselves. It's Danny and Sominsu.
Thanks, guys. I am here joined by Sominsu from Vancouver Titans. Great job. I feel like today's match was really, really close. And you seem like you're a little tired. Are you tired? 좀 피곤하신 거예요? 좀 굉장히 힘들어 보이는데 힘드신가요?
엄청 힘드네요.
I am really tired. Well, you guys did win, and talking about the win, you guys, even though you guys won, like I said, the Hangzhou Sparks gave you a run for your money. What was it about Hangzhou Sparks that gave you guys the hardest time? 아무래도 오늘 경기는 승리는 했지만은 그래도 좀 굉장히 좀 접전이었던 것 같아요. 서민 선수가 보셨을 때 항저우전에서 좀 뭐가 제일 힘들었을까요?
일단 항저우가 저희 라인 쪽 포커싱 엄청 많이 넣고 그 다음에 원래도 이길 수 있었지만 제가 오늘 조금 너무 욕심을 부린 모습이 많아가지고 그것 때문에 또 저희 팀이 힘들었던 것 같아요.
So one of the biggest reasons was Hangzhou Sparks did a really good job of focusing down Bumper, our main tank Ryan, and also I have to admit that I was being a little greedy in game. I went a little bit overboard, so that caused us some hardships throughout the match. The hardship that you actually mentioned, does that happen to be the Sombra goats? Because we actually saw you flex onto Sombra in Horizon and Havana. What was the reason of using Sombra goats all of a sudden? 아무래도 방금 좀 힘들었다고 좀 되게 좀 욕심을 많이 부렸다 이런 말씀을 해주셨는데 그 욕심이 좀 솜치에 대한 건가요? 오늘 호라이즌이랑 또 하바나에서도 솜브라를 꺼내신 걸로 봤는데 그거에 대한 이유 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
일단 새로운 메타를 준비하기 위한 그 전략이었던 부분인데 잘 통하지 않아가지고 또 저희가 새로운 메타를 준비했다라고 말하기는 또 그렇게 됐네요. 죄송합니다.
So it was a way of sort of us to prep for a new meta, the Sombra Goats meta. But I have to say, it wasn't very effective, so I do apologize to all the Vancouver fans. I mean, I think it worked. You guys won at the end, right, guys? Vancouver won, so it did work. There you go. See? Will we be seeing more of the Sombra Goats from Vancouver Titans? 아무래도 오늘 솜치를 보여주셨고 앞으로도 또 메타 얘기가 나와서 그러는데 앞으로 좀 솜치를 밴쿠버 타이탄즈도 자주 쓰실 의향이 있으신지?
자주 쓸 의향은 있지만 이건 전략이니까 여기까지만 하겠습니다.
I do feel like we are going to be using more Sombra Goats, but that's all I have to say because it's part of our strategy. So you guys just have to watch and find out. Thank you so much, Sominsu. Mitch and Matt, back to you guys.
Let's be real. Just because they won doesn't mean every strat they used was good. The Sombra Ghost didn't look great for
it wasn't great. I think
it's
just a really drastic change in play style for the Titans, where I think, you losing that defense matrix and losing Janu on that deep is really tough. It's the player of the match presented by Omen by HP. And we gave this one a Hacksaw. I think Hacksaw had a tremendous series on Brigitte. He broke up a lot of Gushue's Earth Shatters, especially on Numbani. And I think just overall, like as a player, I think he brings so much to the team. And clutch scenarios, always alive.
If you have the All Access Pass, I really recommend going and watching his point of view stream, because he's a great example of a player who gets absolutely every drop out of a hero. I think Haxal is incredibly mechanically gifted, and a hero like Brigitte, who maybe doesn't have the same complexities like Genji, for example, he absolutely takes the ceiling of that hero and raises it very high. Very impressed. One thing I really loved that Haxal was doing is that when Hangzhou were trying to engage from the high ground on Numbani, that's where he nailed it. Very impressive stuff. Matt, what a day we've had. We've had some incredible games, almost 2 more map 5s, so that would have been 4. You'd love to see it. The Houston Outlaws obviously getting a big win. A lot of teams now sort of reassessing their shot at that season finals. Coming up next, Watchpoint Post Show. Stick around for that one, and we will see you in just a moment.